what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Chino decks. I know yesterday we just gave you guys a tier list on the best decks post SUDA. Today we are going to be talking about how to beat the top 5 meta decks post SUDA.
Yep.
Make sure if you enjoy this video, go down, hit that like button, like and subscribe always, and don't forget to hit that little bell. Dink.
Dink.
All right.
And we're seeing that you guys are not subscribing, so subscribe. Why are we not subscribing, bro?
Please subscribe.
Let's get that going.
Same thing. If you see parts that we can improve on, just leave a comment. Let us know. We will listen to you guys. We do look at the comments, and yeah, we do enjoy your love and support. But let's get straight to the video.
How to beat the top 5 meta decks post Supreme Darkness. All right, let's get this going. Best decks, we know it's going to be Riso Fiend Smith, Riso Mitsurugi. So, to beat Riso Fiend Smith and most Fiend Smith decks, you need Shifter. Anything to get out the Fiend Smith cards is going to help you win that game. Shifter. Shifter is what's going to help you win that. Get closer. Let's see if we can get Shifter onto the screen. Alright. One of the best board breakers against Riso is Book of Eclipse. Book of Eclipse is insane against this deck, and they have to really have the out, which is what is it? Ash. They have to have Ash.
Yeah.
Or they could have the new Twins of Eclipse, but that means they're forcing to destroy their detonator, which then means you're only gonna have to play through like 2 destructions, which is much easier. Next up, we got D-Barrier. D-Barrier is always good. It should have been banned long ago, but it's still in the format. Tempai now to Riso. It's a good deck, and one of the best decks that counters Riso is actually Goblin Biker.
Just Goblin Bikers as a whole. Honestly, if I see you playing Goblin Biker, you should not be losing to Riso, man. Goblin Biker counters this deck so hard. Yeah, I mean, if you know what Goblin Biker does, dude, play that, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
I mean, all their effects detaching to activate their effects, and it's not just from their cards, it's from any XYZ card on field with material. So that being able to just essentially make their detonator useless is very good. Alright, next, the decks. Next up, we got Malice. So, obviously, we know Lancia. We know Mocharmi Fuelos. And we know, well, the new card actually, Mocharmi Meowls, I should say. Mocharmi Meowls. This card, they're kind of underestimating it right now. They know the new Mocharmi, or the old Mocharmi, I should say, Fuelos and Peruli are both good, but I think they're underestimating this card right now. So I think it's going to drop in price, actually. I think it's going to drop to like 30, like how Perulia was. But then once YCS Orlando hits, they're going to see that deck in everybody's side, maybe in the main, and that card's going to go up. So I think you guys should get this now to help beat Malice and Fiend Smith. Because it hurts Fiend Smith too, honestly. It's a lot of the top decks.
Yeah, a lot of the top decks gets affected. Just especially the fact that it can come back. Like, you can also draw cards if a card was special summoned back from the banishment. Just that one effect alone, like, dude, it would be very good against Malice. Like, let's just say banishes Binder special summons back, and then boom, 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 you're just drawing. Like, it's just essentially to get you into more hand traps, stop their play more.
Yep. Another card we got on this list is Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon. This card is very good against Malice, just getting rid of all their monsters, honestly. Getting rid of all of them. They can't be flip face down, so that means they have to leave the field. And, I mean, doing this before they get to white binders is obviously what you're trying to do. But even still, just breaking their board at end phase is still good. And then another card also that's not on the screen here is Dominus Impulse. Hitting this at Red Ransom is very good, and just stopping that +2 or +3 bodies is insane. And a very good card against this deck is Fluanderies, especially Empen. We might all hate this deck, but it honestly has a very good matchup into a lot of the top decks right now. Alright, next deck is Fiend Smith and Fiend Smith Kashtira. So obviously Shifter, banishing from the grave, hitting Requiem, hitting Engraver. I like hitting Requiem personally. It stops their follow-up on the opponent's turn. They might make Desiree, but Desiree honestly isn't that insane. It's a strong monster, but I think you could, if you know how to play against it, you can play through it. So I think, Shifter, Bisteel's like, yeah, not much more to ask for from there.
Yeah, I do have something to add with the Fiend Cash part. Just don't really fall for the Kashtira cards. Don't fall for the Kashtira cards because most of the times, if you guys don't have Shifter down, the Kashtira cards are just so they could bait out the hand traps for the Fiend Smith cards.
Yep.
Okay. Another big part would be, if you do Shifter us, we're gonna be stuck into the only Kashtira board. Like, it's gonna hurt. It's not gonna be like too complete of a board, but it just ultimately depends on like if you have any Fiend Smith cards in hand or if you have any hand traps in hand. And there's a type of cards that we actually didn't put on this. Just giving you guys a tip right now. I actually lose a lot.
To me. Yep.
That's the end of the video. I actually lose a lot to board breakers, surprisingly. I can't really do much against board breakers.
Like me.
This deck was just built in the beginning just so I can play low and play through a decent amount of hand traps and also grind you out in the hand trap game. But to board breakers, can't really do anything about that. It'll hit Fiend Cash hard. Yeah.
Alright, and we got Mocharmi Fulos as the next best card, or the last. It's a little more expensive, but it's on the downhill right now due to it getting its reprint, and it's pretty good against the Fiend Smith deck. I think it's a little less good against Fiend Smith Cash just because they could pass turn with just Kashtira. That's still pretty okay with like 3 hand traps in hand. But yeah, Mocharmi Fulos is good. Usually wait for the Requiem effect to special, just so then you can make sure you get that plus on it. But otherwise than that, it's a good card. Good card for the deck. Next deck in cards, we got Tempai Fiend Smith, and Tempai Fiend Smith Bice. Alright, here we got Shifter in the side, or main, if you could play it. Shifter used to be red in Tempai, that's correct, but them losing Chandra to only 1 made the deck way more fragile. Like, the deck, you can't really play Shifter in the main, and even if you do, you have to be super conservative of your resources. Another card here is D-Barrier. D-Barrier has always been good against Tempai. We're signing it mainly for Riso right now, but like Tempai Fiends with Bisteal, they don't have to commit to the synchros. They can make the links, but still, like, it still hits them hard where they try and do their combos. Anything on the D-Barrier or Tempai?
Nope, I agree with what you said right there.
Yeah, another card that is good against it is DD Crow. Hitting the Bided Dragon Engrave effect to reborn, or hitting what the Bided Dragon is targeting to reborn is very good. And Tempai players don't expect it a lot, so they'll just laugh, honestly. They'll think it's funny, and then they'll just be like, alright, on to combo still. And then we put DDG here. It's good against Fiend Smith and Bisteal. It's pretty good against Tempai still, but it's probably on the lower spectrum of it. But it's still good. I mean, it hits Fiend Smith, it hits Bisteal, and you can't really ask more from that. And it turns off their ground game when Tempai barely has any. And one card we didn't put on here is Dominus Impulse. Dominus Impulse is broken, hitting Chandra, hitting Bident. If you have a Trapping Grave, even better, just destroys it. Alright, Next deck, we got Crystron. Honestly, take out the grave. I mean, stop them from using their effects. Tristallos, if you could stop them before them getting Tristallos on field, that's even better. Shifter's the best, I'd say. Just it's a turn skip, like Lancia to Malice. Anything there?
No, honestly, I would say decent one would probably be Necro Valley. Necro Valley just stops you from moving cards in your grave to other places, stops you from changing like attributes in your graveyard to other kinds. Yeah, I think Necro Valley would probably be one of the better cards to play in this deck.
Against.
Against it. Another thing I would hit is, I mean, I guess Lancia would somewhat work too, especially on the big synchro.
Yep, Lancia's pretty good against it.
Yeah, where it has the effect to, banish 3. So yeah, I would think Lancia is pretty solid for that part. Otherwise, don't really know how you can beat this deck right now.
Yeah.
This deck, honestly, it has a very high ceiling, to be honest with you. If you can play this deck good, if you can play Yu-Gi-Oh well, dude, this deck might even be top 3. Top 3. Yeah. That's a hot take coming from me right here, but deck has super high ceiling. Like if you're a person that knows the game well, that can play the game well, I would say Crystron. Yeah, Crystron's pretty tough to beat right now. Alright, the Chino decks, that's gonna be the end of this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed us talking about the top 5 best decks post SUDA and how to beat it. Yeah, just same thing. If you guys love our videos, if you guys like our videos, go down, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that little bell. Say with more enthusiasm, damn, to turn on the notifications and become a part of the Chino decks. Thank you guys for all the love and support. We out. Bye.